Right. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Ameer, the IT support at Condition Zero. Thank you for joining today's webinar, Hands-on Hacking, How Small Device Breach Big Security. We're pleased to welcome Ameer, the speaker for today's webinar. He is an IT security engineer who has over 2 years of experience, specialized in penetration testing and vulnerability assessments to help clients secure their web application and network environment. And as a special bonus, attendees who stay until the end can claim a free penetration testing for your company, web application, or network. So let's get started. Now I'm handing over to Ameer. Here you go, Ameer.
All right, thank you everyone for passing the floor to me. So hi everyone, welcome aboard for today's webinar, which is the title is Hands-on Hacking, How Small Devices Breach Big Security. But first of all, Assalamualaikum and very good afternoon to everyone. I hope everyone is doing great in today's today. So today we're going to talk about how small devices breach big security. So when we're talking about breach big security, which means that all the informations, all the details inside of our company systems and everything that is more to cyber incidents, which is can be related for cyber incidents. So right now, let us go for our agenda. So for today's agenda, we are going to talk about the recent cyber incidents overview. And next, we're going to show on what are the ways that the hackers can get into our system or probably our company's infrastructure. And next, we're going to talk about hacking with a USB drive, which is more focusing on the small devices that can breach into our security. And we have live demonstration, and last but not least, in how can we protect ourselves and what are the best cyber hygiene to make sure that our cybersecurity infrastructure in our company is safe from any kinds of cyber attacks and also hackers out there. And next, what we're going to talk about is how does hackers targeting us and what do we have other than money in our bank accounts? So possibly that everyone have their own personal information such as our IC number, since that in our IC number, it has a lot of information, sensitive information like our full name, our living address, our IC numbers, and then it also has our medical records, our family names, and many more. It has a lot of information. Other than that, hackers always targeting our banking account details, which is our credit card number, our financial data, transaction history, and everything who are we sending money to. And lastly, last but not least, is our computer resources, what kind of device that we have. And since that our device has a lot of sensitive information, and also some sort of confidential information and files, so probably that attackers want to extract or exfiltrate all of our files and our data, and probably that they will inject some of malware just to destroy, and probably that they don't want us to use that device anymore. Now let us go to the concept of how does our information is really secure. So what we have here is the CIA triads, which is the concept on securing our information security. So CIA triads stands for confidentiality, integrity, and also availability. So for confidentiality, it ensures that information is only accessible to the authorized parties, which is only the authorized person can access to that part of account. For example, like we said that let's say that I want to log into my bank account. So for the bank account to verify that it is really me, so I have to enter my credentials, which is my username and also my password. And then from that, they can verify that I am the owner of the account. And next is integrity, just to ensure that information is accurate, complete, and it cannot be edited. So for integrity, it cannot be edited that easily, especially when during the communication and transportation process. So let's say that I want to transfer 10 ringgit to another person. So from the start of the process until the end, it cannot be edited during the during middle of the process. So uh, I transfer 10 ringgit and it should be received 10 ringgit. It cannot be more or less. And last but not least is availability, is to always ensure that information and system are always accessible and usable when it is needed. So it must be always available. It cannot be probably that the website or the system probably might gotten down. So, and if you notice that the CIA triads is a triangular shape and it is interconnected. So possibly that if the one of the CIA is missing, then probably that there will be a breach, or probably there possibly there's an attack by the outsiders just trying to get inside of our information security. Right. So right now we are going to go through on the reported incidents based on general incident classification statistic on for 2025, and big credit to myself that has published this kind of statistics. So this is the statistic for intrusion attempt, content-related intrusion, and also fraud, starting from February, March until April. So for intrusion attempt, as you can see that is more focusing on how does the hackers, how many attempts does the hackers are trying to get inside of our system, like they are trying to exploit, doing some exploitation or doing some hacking that are existed inside our websites, our networks, and possibly that they are trying to do some brute forcing password. They are trying to guess our password. Next is content related, which is more focusing on data breach, data that have been exposed online. And next we have the intrusion, which is the attackers or the hackers are already inside of the system, and most of the time that they already acquired the password and the credentials that they have gathered around, and possibly that they have entered into the system, and probably that they already get a lot of data. And last but not least is the fraud case, which is, as you can see, obviously it is one of the most it is the highest cases that has been reported. So from February it started with 338, then it rise up on March, which is 454, and on April it also spikes up to 512. So fraud is more focused on scams and also social engineering, which is users or individuals just receive some sort of email phishing or scam calls that are trying to make them to manipulate them or trick them just to do what they should do. So this is the statistic that have been reported. And other than that, there's possibly that individuals already encountered this incident, but they are not reporting it. So possibly that there are more than these numbers. Next is one of the articles that we can show about small devices, which is malicious USB drives targeting global targets. So from here, as we know that USB drive is possibly none of them are using it right now, since that we have Google Cloud, like lots of cloud like OneDrive and Google Cloud. So we don't need this kind of pen drive anymore. But possibly that there are some users are still using a pen drive, and possibly that they can use some sort of social engineering tactics just to manipulate the users in in plugging in the USB inside their laptop without scanning it. And next is that NASA aware of alleged DPKL malware incident. So DPKL also claim there's a news also state that DPKL has been infected by malware infection. And lastly, that one of the recent attacks that have been done by group of hackers, that they have hacked MAHP and planted a ransomware and demand for 10 million USD to our to MAHP. So now that we know that cyber incidents and cyber attacks is really there, but how do they get inside? What are the methods that they have been used? So first thing is that social media. So I believe that everyone has their own social media. We have Facebook, um, Instagram, TikTok, And also what we have others messaging platform. We also have WhatsApp, Telegram, and lots of applications that are related that we can connect it to anyone. So by social media, everyone, let's say that the user set their account to public. So when once it is set to public, so everyone in the world, including me, that I can search your name, and possibly that I can just scroll through all of your posts. And from there, and also we don't know whether that everyone is a real person. Possibly that one account is possibly that it is a fake account, or possibly that the account is trying to pretending to be our friend. So now that they are fake accounts, and they are trying to, how do you say that, trying to make us try to build trust. They are trying to build trust with their victims, and from there, once they have built trust, and that's the part that they are trying to do the execution, which is they are trying to attack by sending any malicious links, or possibly that they are trying to send to you unknown files that you need to download, such as .apk files. So from there, that's how hackers can get into our devices. And next is social engineering. Everyone should be familiar with phishing emails and also scam calls. And phishing emails are just like looks like a real email, but uh, the email is attached with some sort of malicious files, and possibly that a malicious URL that have been attached. Once you click or once you download, it is possibly that it will damage your system. And next is the exploitation of vulnerable software. So how many of you always update your OS, update your softwares that you are trying to, if you are not using the latest one, so probably that particular version might affected to vulnerabilities, which is security weaknesses. So the developers push you to push you to update to the latest version, because they already fixed that kind of bug, or possibly that uh, the critical vulnerabilities from there. And next is downloads and from unsafe sources, and also browsing unsafe websites. So everyone that who always go to a pirate website to download free movies, free softwares, free games that's supposed to be paid. So everyone should be, any of you should be careful, because we don't know who is the one that created the pirate websites, and also the pirate softwares that should be paid, but you download it just for free because you just want to cut costs and save money. But you really don't know who is the creator, and what's inside of the cracked software. And last but not least, that is really related to our topic today, which is plugging in suspicious external devices. So plugging in suspicious external devices, who here is still using, this kind of attacks is actually it's really happening, because some sort of testing that we have conducted in Condition Zebra, some of them when we do a testing, which is physical testing, we are just scramble around a USB drive in a common area, like stuff or near to staff doors, on top of the table, on top of the staff table, and possibly near to the toilet. And some of them are still picking it up, and they just plug it in, because this method is possibly looks like, oh, this is must be how do you say, is possibly recognizable, but users still plugging in USB that they have found. So we don't know whether that the USB, what is the contents inside the USB, right, inside the pen drive. So possibly that the pen drive have executable files that will try to plant a backdoor or inject a backdoor for the hackers to get inside your laptop, or the files that have been scripted by the hackers. Once you open the file, and when you click allow, then possibly that it will execute a ransomware. So that's one of the worst cases that could happen. So when you try to open when you when you found a USB drive that is scrambled around the floor, or possibly that you receive a USB drive, so you must have some doubts. So first one, should I scan before giving the pen drive to access into our laptop? Is this safe to plug in into my laptop? But one of the scenarios that people would think of is that I can use this pen drive, but what is inside this pen drive? So let's say that there's a student trying to walk around their college, then possibly there's one of the pen drive is just nearby the staff office. So possibly that the student might think that the pen drive is lead to some exam papers. So from there he can just study from the file itself. But what are the USB drive? What are the attacks that can be done by using a pen drive? First is that they need to think about the tactics on what are the process in doing a physical intrusion. How can they set up just to plugging in the USB drive, or possibly that they want to scramble around the USB. So the first thing is by they try to gather some intelligence, which is gather some informations. Every company is possibly that there's a website, and also they have some social media. So attackers, or possibly that these bad actors are trying to stop them and go for their social media and try to search what are their dress codes, or possibly what are the events that upcoming that nearly upcoming. So from there they can just try to copy the dress codes, and also try to copy the ID of the employee badges. And next, once they have gathered all the informations, they will try to gain access. So from the gathering intelligence, they have their dress code, their fake ID number, fake ID card, badge, and also they are trying to target the desired places that they want to, which is the restricted area. Example, which is server room, the staff office, and many more. So from gaining access, they are trying to get inside of the restriction area by using some of the tactics, which is called tailgating or possibly piggybacking. Next is the attack execution. Once they already entered to the restricted area, so possibly that they can just plug in the USB and do some attacks, which is document theft, access to the company network, and try to listen to your network, and possibly that they will try to linger some USB drives. And what kind of tools that they can use in compromising your security inside your company. So first, we have Wi-Fi pineapple, which is focusing on man-in-the-middle attacks, which is hackers can try to intercept your connection between your device and also the internet to steal your information. Man-in-the-middle attacks is when you are connecting to their network, which is the hacker's network, and also when you want to close something, possibly that the hacker might can steal your username and also your password. And they can also direct you to the evil portal, which is let's say you want to log into a Facebook page, then the hacker intercept you and lead you to a fake Facebook link. And from there you think that, oh, this Facebook page is legit, then you don't have any doubts, you don't check the URL, then you just enter your username and also your password and also your OTP if you enable your multi-factor authentication. And just from there, hackers can just receive your username and also your password by you just entering at the fake page. And next is 000, one of the most famous hacking tools, which is that they can do a lot of things. They can do RFID card cloning, copying frequencies like remote control for TVs, air conditioners, projectors, and many more. And last but not least is USB rubber ducky. So USB rubber ducky, it looks like a pen drive, but actually it is a mini computer that acts like a keyboard. So once you plug in it will just auto typing inside your device, and your device will actually think that you are the one that types. All right. So they can do keystroke injection attacks, and also they can, once they have plugin, they can also keystroke a reverse shell. Right. So our main focus for today is that we are going to demonstrate to you on what is a USB rubber ducky. So USB rubber ducky is a USB drive look-alike, and it also developed by Hack5, and it is widely used in penetration testing. So once you plug it in, and it executes pre-programmed commands in seconds. And just to show to you that how does it works, so let us go for a quick demonstration. Okay, so right now I have my machine, right? So right now I'm plugging in a rubber ducky to my machine, and let's see what's going to happen. All right, so it's just ends just like that, just like that. So if you notice that, what just happened right now? My mouse isn't moving, and I didn't type anything inside my keyboard. So this is how does a rubber ducky, and what kind of attacks as the rubber ducky can do. So just from there, it just opens a prompt, which is the Microsoft run when you type Windows R, and it will type a website, and it will goes to this website, and it full screen it just to make just like it will it want me to believe that I've been hacked. And also it also attach a notepad, and it types by itself, hello, your computer is broken, so if you need all the files, you need to pay USD 50,000 in Bitcoin to this address just to get back to your files. So it will just direct me to a website that is called Gig Typer, which is most of the time it's just used for pranking. Right. So now that you already saw what are the things that it can be done. So it can just directs automates, sorry, it can be automates all the things that you want to do, such as do a typing or want to configure something. So it can rubber ducky also can be do for some good things, which is IT automation tasks, and widely used for penetration testing and also red teaming. And it is also rapid testing for user awareness and endpoint defense. But if let's say that the USB rubber ducky falls into the wrong hands, and it might make the hackers on downloading once the hacker plug in the USB rubber ducky inside a victim's laptop, so possibly that it will try to download and execute malware, spreading infection across the network, grabbing or stealing all kinds of data, especially on confidential and sensitive data. And one of the most dangerous thing is that they will try to create a reverse shells, which is a backdoor for them to get inside into our device. And from there, might possibly that they might upload a malware, which is a dangerous malware, such as ransomware, and they can just execute it from the backdoor. So right now, can you tell the difference, since that which one is the best one for us to plug in inside our device? They just look the same, but one can control your system and your system in seconds. So can you type inside the chat box which pen drive that you think that you can plug in inside your laptop or your device? Number two. Yes, number two. But what is the best practices before we giving the access for the pen drive for our laptop to giving the access for the pen drive uh, to open the files? Scan it first. Yes, that is correct. So because all pen drives, we always need to have some doubts. is it really safe, even if we just bought it from the store, right? Because if we don't scan, so possibly that this kind of attacks might happen. So let us go for a quick demonstration. Another demonstration which is focusing on USB rubber ducky. So right now, this is my machine, and I'm trying to inject my rubber ducky. So let's say that I'm a user that doesn't aware that this USB is not safe. So right now it's just search UAC and it opens up user account as control settings. Then it's set to the lowest and it enables say yes. And what does it type? It types virus protection, which is the Windows Defender. All right. So just now, it just changed the UAC to the lowest permission. That if let's say that you want to make any changes during inside your devices, so possibly that it will not asking you anything. So that's the chance for the hackers uh, in changing your environment. So right now, I will try to continue my attack. Right. So continue my attack in gaining reboost shell. So now it just prompts up a Windows run, then a PowerShell, then just like that in few seconds, in just few seconds, if you can see from my attacker's POV, attacker's perspective, I just gain a shell. So this is the attacker's IP. This is the attacker's IP, 100.5, and this is the victim's IP. So I try to IP config. So right now I am inside the machine. So I'm trying to, who am I? Right. So try to system info. So I will get all the informations about the machine machine systems. So as you can see here, if I want to verify that this is the victor's machine, so this is the desktop, and also this is the email registered owner. We can also grab the registered owner, and lots of information that we can just found inside system info. And from there, hackers will try to explore more than that. They will try to see which are the files that are looks important, and they will try to dive in inside that files and also folders. So that's how dangerous on that's how the way on the hackers will try to get insight into our system. So that is one of the ways, which is trying to plugging in a USB inside a device. So what are the tactics to make this happen? So first, that they can use by social engineering. So for social engineering, they can possibly that they will try to use a USB drop attack, and next they can also try to send you a parcel, and inside the parcel is a USB, and just claiming that this is from a fake company, which is, let's say that they're trying to pretend as Kingston, and they put a card that saying that you are the lucky winner for previous event. So possibly that you have earned the new pen drive, which is the latest specifications, and also the latest technology for the USB. Once you plug in, then you will receive a lot of transfer speed. So from there, they can just manipulate you in just plugging in the USB drive inside your device. And next is tailgating, which is the attackers follows an authorized person into a restricted location or an area without they being noticed, right? So these are things that restricted area that is secure with a restricted access that needs that needs the authorized person RFID card and also biometrics. But if they notice that someone is following them from the back, that's one of the ways that the hackers might breach into the restricted area, or possibly that they will be using piggybacking method, which the hackers or the bad actors are the ones that asking nicely to the authorized person or any staffs inside the company. So they just impersonate, I'm coming here to just for fixing your server. So the boss won't come, cannot come today. So possibly I need your help for me to just enter to this building. And just from there, they might ignore the policies that they need to contact the PIC and confirm with their boss, but they just ignore it. And from there, they didn't know that the one that pretend is a hacker. So that is one of the risks on allowing an outsider without verification. So right now, that we have go through on how does the hackers get into our system, how dangerous a USB drive can breach into our company's data, and also what kind of tactics. And let us go for risks and consequences. What are the risks when the hackers get into our system? So first of all is most obviously is that we will we will encounter financial loss. So the hackers might gain access into our bank systems, possibly that they have our bank accounts username and also password. So possibly that they can log in into our bank account system, or possibly that they already hacked into our system, then they steal all of our data. They have steal all of our data. Then if we want the data back, so possibly that we need to pay to them. And next is the identity theft. Information, it also can be used by the hackers just to register it into another accounts, or possibly that using our without us we without call, possibly that there will be a call from how we say a call from unknown numbers that saying that you need to pay this debt, and etc etc. Next they can do some malware infections and also ransomware attacks, since that they already gain access into the victim's machine. Then they will try to upload any source of malwares. And last but not least will be data breach and also destruction of services. Data breach, they already get all the data in, will possibly that they will also, once that the hackers get inside into a company, then there will be a disruption there. There will be something wrong. There possibly that there will be something wrong inside the company, and they can work as usual. So what are the best practices in the infrastructure? Is really safe. First of all, is to always always implement a physical security measures, which make sure that secure all USB ports that are not in use, and try to maintain a log of all devices that are connected to the network. And then we want to do, if you really want to make sure that your device is really clean from any source of USB drive that is unknown USB drive, then you can try to do a device whitelisting, which is limit the types of device that can connect to the corporate computers. Next is to always next is to try to educate your employees and also staff by sending them to security awareness training. So from there, they might realize what kind of recent hack activities or what kind of tactics that the hackers may use. And from there, employees and also staffs might aware these kind of attacks, or possibly that they can just they know on what to click and what to not click, and what to do and what they cannot do. And lastly will be endpoint security. Endpoint security, which is comprehensive endpoint security solutions that includes anti-malware, intrusion detection, antivirus, implement your firewalls to prevent this kind of rubber ducky attacks, or maybe other malwares, right? And next is all the methods that I have mentioned just now, which is for social media, always be alert, always know who are you trying to message with. Make sure that these are real people's social engineering. Do not simply respond. Make sure that you are aware with these kind of emails. Make sure if you receive an email from an unknown senders and also they are attached you with a link or an attachments, so possibly that you don't want to click it or open it. Make sure that you do not simply respond. Make sure you want to discuss it with your IT departments or maybe your colleagues just to discuss about the email if it's really real or not real. As for vulnerable software, always update your software to the latest versions. Downloads, make sure that you browse to a real website and make sure that the website is HTTPS. Make sure that you do a background research about the website that you want to search. External devices, always scan before you are allowing the USB drive um, to access to your laptop. And last but not least, browsing websites, verify before you browsing. So let's say that you accidentally plug in, and the worst case that you click the files that have a virus or a malware and it executes inside your device. So what you should need to do is that you always need to act fast. Never stay silent. Always act fast because time is matters. And please report. Don't stay silent and not reporting to your boss or your IT department. Because if you just stay silent, so possibly that you might having a bigger problem than before. And time matters. If let's say that you late to report, possibly that it would affect the whole company, right? And also, if you are not reporting, so possibly that the authorities or probably the experts and professionals not might cannot help you because you are not reporting, so they would know, and possibly that they are the ones that have the decryption tool, or they might recover back from you for from that kind of attacks. Okay, so report the case to the related departments such as IT department, incident response teams, or managers. And you might also can call to the NSRC. So NSRC is more specialized on online financial scams, phishing, macro scams, malware attack scams, and any sorts of scams that you can report. So you can just call 997. And if you receive a cyber incident attacks or you recognize there's an attack is happening to your company, you might want to reach out Cyber 999, which is under Cybersecurity Malaysia. You can go to this online or 1300 299. And if it's an emergency, call the number that is shown below, 019-266-5850. And that's all for our today's topic. So let's open up for Q&A session. So if you have any questions, uh, please post your question inside the chat box. All right, so there's some questions, which is please show some real attacks. So possibly that is out of scope for in today's session. And if you want us to do some real attacks, then it is illegal because hacking is illegal, right? So it is not the best thing to show some sort of real attacks because what we can show to you on the demos, the demonstration. So that's why I show to you all the demonstration on what it could happen when you plug it in inside a USB rubber ducky that is most likely lookalike as a USB drive. And also, a lot of people like to download song or video from websites, MP3 juice. Is it have risk there also? MP3 juice. Let me, because I never go to for MP3 juice. So it's downloading free musics, free songs from there. For me, if we downloading free songs and also videos from any sort of website, which we just need to always remind to ourselves who are who are the ones that created the websites, and also if there's if they're offering some free things, we might need to think free things doesn't always free. There's always some things that we need to pay. And some of the things that you might to remind to you that they might also try when you go to their website, then possibly that they can gather some information about you, possibly that you didn't know about. That is what is going on behind of the website, and possibly who is monitoring the website. So if there's no more questions, so I will pass back to Manpreet. Manpreet, are you there?
Hello? Yes, I'm here. Yeah.
Right.
All right. Okay, before we wrap up, for those who are not familiar with our services, so this is our services. So we offer this cyber risk management. So, and also the managed security services, like we monitor your network and devices like endpoint 24/7. Also, we have IT security training, physical class, and also online class. We have two classes online. It's a network and web. Also, cybersecurity awareness training for all staff. We can do talk. We can do awareness program, long-term program to do email phishing simulation to for your staff and educate your staff to raise awareness about cybersecurity. So if you need any consultation, you can always contact us. So we're able to help you. All right. Okay, thank you everyone for staying until the end. So as a special offer, we are offering you a free penetration testing. So this penetration testing, we are using a vulnerability assessment using tools and also basic manual checking conducted by our IT security engineers. to identify vulnerabilities in your web application or network. A detailed report of our findings will be provided in this report as a free offer. So to claim this offer, please scan the QR code on the screen. It's limited spot, so anybody who's want to claim this offer, are welcome to claim. You can contact us via the WhatsApp or the email. So if you need the slides or the recording of the webinar, or you have any feedback or questions, we can always arrange answer to you. Okay, thank you everyone for joining. Have a good weekend.